to use as a child to advertise your program. And obviously, also the fact is that this girl is the king's granddaughter, and people will want to see her. We haven't been allowed to see much of either of those children, and then a sort of tantalizing glimpse is obviously designed to lure people into this, and I think it's very unattractive. But I can see why she's done it. I just think that it seems to me a bit hypocritical if you're requesting privacy for your family. I mean, okay, what they're doing, we know what they're doing out in the world when they go out. We know that. We know, and they know too, that they're out on show. But to actually bring the cameras in to use your child to advertise your program seems to me, as I say, at least unattractive, if not worse than that. We all understand about the privacy for children. We all understand that they must be brought up as normally as possible. And I think people respect that. But of course, the fact is that both Archie and Lilibet are the king's grandchildren, even if he's he's only seen one of them, I think. And there's a natural interest. It's inevitable that people will want to see it. And this is what is being then used for commercial purposes. And that's what I don't like. I think
the inherent contradiction of being a public figure is the constant negotiation between sharing one's life and guarding one's privacy. This delicate balance is a daily challenge, especially for those in the limelight, where every action is magnified and every word scrutinized. This struggle is amplified for members of the British royal family, whose personal lives are perpetually subject to public scrutiny. The media's relentless pursuit of stories about them often blurs the line between public interest and invasion of privacy. Meghan Markle, the Duchess of Sussex, understands this paradox acutely. Since her marriage into the royal family, she has been at the centre of a media storm, with every aspect of her life under the microscope. Her every move, every photograph, every public utterance is dissected and analysed with an intensity usually reserved for matters of national security. The scrutiny she faces is relentless, with the media and public eager to consume every detail of her life. Even seemingly innocuous actions, like sharing a glimpse of her daughter playing in a birthday video, are met with a level of scrutiny that borders on the absurd. What should be a private family moment becomes fodder for public debate and criticism. Royal biographer Hugo Vickers, for example, criticised the video of Lilibet Diana Mountbatten-Windsor, questioning the appropriateness of sharing such a personal moment with the public. His comments reflect a broader tension between the desire for privacy and the public's insatiable curiosity. This from an institution that has built its brand on carefully curated glimpses into the lives of its members. The royal family has long walked a tightrope, offering just enough access to maintain public interest while keeping their private lives shielded. The public, it seems, demands a certain level of access to the royals, clamouring for photos of royal children and details of royal outings. This fascination with the royal family is a double-edged sword, providing them with a platform but also subjecting them to constant surveillance. Yet when Meghan, who has repeatedly expressed her desire for a more private life, attempts to control the narrative and share on her own terms, she is met with disapproval and accusations of hypocrisy. Her efforts to balance public interest with personal privacy are often misunderstood and criticised. The message is clear. The public wants access, but only on their terms. This creates a challenging environment for public figures like Meghan Markle, who must navigate the fine line between public engagement and personal privacy. The ongoing debate about privacy in the public eye highlights the complexities and contradictions faced by those in the spotlight. The aforementioned video of Lilibet Diana, released in honour of her first birthday, caused an unexpected stir. What was meant to be a simple, heartfelt celebration turned into a media frenzy, capturing the attention of both fans and critics alike. Critics, like Vickers, argued that the video was too private, too intimate a moment to be shared with the world. They claimed it was an invasion of the child's privacy, a move that seemed to contradict Meghan's previous calls for media restraint. This reaction, however, highlights the impossible position Meghan often finds herself in. No matter what she does, she is scrutinised and judged. Her actions dissected by the public and the press. By sharing the video, she was simply celebrating her daughter's birthday with the world, a seemingly innocuous act for any parent. It was a moment of joy, a milestone that any mother would want to share. The backlash to the video, however, reveals a deeper issue. The public's insatiable appetite for royal content, coupled with their desire to dictate how and when that content is shared. This constant scrutiny creates a no-win situation for Meghan. Meghan, in attempting to control the narrative and share a personal moment on her own terms, was accused of exploiting her daughter for publicity. The criticism was harsh and relentless, painting her as a manipulative figure. This double standard, however, is rarely applied to other members of the royal family. When they share personal moments, it is often celebrated and embraced. Meghan's experience underscores the unique challenges she faces, navigating a world that is quick to judge and slow to understand. For Meghan, privacy is not about retreating entirely from the public eye. It's about setting boundaries, controlling the narrative, and choosing when and how she shares aspects of her personal life. This nuanced approach allows her to maintain a sense of normalcy and protect her mental well-being amidst the relentless scrutiny. Meghan has always been aware of the power of media and the importance of controlling her own story. By selectively sharing moments of her life, she ensures that the narrative remains authentic and true to her values. This strategy is not about secrecy, but about maintaining a healthy balance between public engagement and personal privacy. This approach, however, is often misconstrued as being secretive or manipulative. Critics argue that by controlling what she shares, Meghan is attempting to manipulate public perception. But in reality, she is simply exercising her right to privacy, a right that everyone, including public figures, should be entitled to. The reality is that Meghan, like any individual, is entitled to a private life, even as a public figure. Her desire to protect her personal space does not negate her public responsibilities, but rather complements them by allowing her to engage with the public on her own terms. Her approach to privacy has evolved over time, particularly since stepping back from her role as a senior working royal. This transition has allowed her to redefine her public persona and focus on the causes and issues that matter most to her. This evolution is natural and understandable. As Meghan navigates her new life outside the royal spotlight, she continues to adapt and find ways to balance her public and private lives effectively. No longer bound by the strict protocols of the royal family, Meghan is freer to define her own relationship with the public and determine how much of her life she chooses to share. This newfound freedom has empowered her to take control of her narrative and advocate for the issues she is passionate about. This evolution, however, has not been without its critics. Some argue that her desire for privacy is at odds with her previous life as an actress and public figure. They claim that by stepping into the public eye, Meghan forfeited her right to privacy. This argument, however, ignores the fact that Meghan has consistently expressed her desire for a more private life even before stepping back from royal duties. Her journey from actress to duchess to advocate has always been marked by a clear intention to protect her personal space while engaging meaningfully with the public. In the end, Meghan's evolving approach to privacy is a testament to her resilience and determination to live life on her own terms. By setting boundaries and controlling her narrative, she continues to inspire others to do the same, proving that it is possible to be both a public figure and a private individual. The scrutiny faced by Meghan stands in stark contrast to the treatment of other royals. Take, for instance, the comparatively muted response to Prince William and Kate Middleton's decision to shield their children from the spotlight. Their choices, while equally valid, are rarely met with the same level of criticism or accusations of hypocrisy. This disparity in treatment highlights the double standard that Meghan often faces. Her actions, scrutinized under a microscope, are held to a different standard than those of her royal counterparts. This disparity underscores the inherent bias that often colors the public's perception of Meghan. The public seems more willing to accept the privacy choices of royals who adhere to tradition. Meghan, however, who has dared to challenge the status quo and forge her own unique path, is often penalized for her independent spirit. So let's just call this what it is. This isn't about privacy. This isn't about Lilibet. This is just the same exhausting, performative outrage that happens every time Meghan Markle does anything. Hugo Vickers, my dear, I need you to log off, maybe go outside, touch some grass. Because while you're over here hyperventilating over a 3-year-old playing Candyland, Meghan is out there living her life, happily, I might add, completely unbothered.